Well, it appears to me that Sky Sports is my friend because it is 9:41 p.m. and I am starting my SmackDown recap because I just finished watching SmackDown. And, you know, I've been tired lately of just fast-forwarding through things. Even having the DVR, I still just don't want to waste my time fast-forwarding through things. I've been watching things on Daily Motion and YouTube and Video. Just, you know, I just don't feel like using anything anymore. I just want to use, like, the internet to do everything. So, who knows? Maybe this year I may end up getting rid of my DVR. Who knows? It's possible. Especially now I have the WWE Network. So, this is SmackDown, and this video is for Saturday. Now, I don't know when you're going to watch this video, but when you find this video, it'll be after at least midnight Eastern Standard Time, of course. After midnight, it's officially Saturday, which means Saturday equals out to the Independent Spirit Awards as well as the Golden Raspberries, which I'm not going to really talk about the Golden Raspberries. I may do a recap video of the Razzies potentially by myself later this week if I feel like it. I don't know. I haven't quite decided. But rest assured, unfortunately, we're not able to see the Spirit Awards live. We don't have IFC, so it's not going to work out that way. However, they are live to tape, which means they're starting out at about 9 p.m., so they're about an hour earlier than they're actually being played at 10 o'clock on IFC. So, that should mean around 10:30, 11 o'clock, we should be ending the awards, and that'll be done, which is good, because that means that we won't be out really late getting ready for tomorrow, which is the Academy Awards, which we waited all year for. And, of course, we're going to do a recap of the Spirit Awards, and we had a brand new Versus that we just threw out today, and, you know, or we filmed today. And it actually went over pretty well, and it fits the theme of the day tomorrow pretty well, to be totally honest. Tomorrow is in, this video is Saturday, tomorrow is in Sunday, is an Oscar Sunday. This is an Oscar, O-S-K-A-R, themed Versus. Obviously, you know that we're talking about Schindler's List, but the question is, what are we putting up against it? If you think about it, you may find that information out. 2. Halloween Horror Nights fans, I don't know how many of you are actually going to watch this video, but don't worry, there'll be some more speculation coming in the near future. Apparently, Mike Aiello and John Murdy have collaborated to try to pitch a house for both Orlando and Hollywood, and that meeting went pretty well, so we should be getting our first code name for John Murdy's houses in Hollywood very soon, since our first code word apparently in Orlando is Fate. Now, that's all taken care of. The movie review from yesterday, AJ and I both apologize for it. It's kind of out there. We really recommend Nonstop, even though we didn't really talk about it very much, because if you talk about it, you spoil way too much. And if you want to see Son of God, then you're going to anyway, so we didn't really want to say much about it anyway, because we're not really the right people to be talking about it. So, I mean, that's the only thing I can really say about that. So, we have a lot of things still to come this coming week, and the Oscar aftermath. And, of course, we have more wrestling content. I have NXT Arrival, which I'm going to be recapping on Wednesday. Wednesday night, you can look forward to that. And on Tuesday, obviously, will be our Raw recap. The big Raw in Chicago, the one hosted by Aaron Paul, and the one that has an actual Twitter account devoted to the crowd in Chicago. Be rather interesting to see what happens with that. As well as Impact from this past week will be done this Thursday. Impact, I think, is going to be done a week late, and I think NXT is going to be the same way. So that's what we have to look forward to right now. Now, I want to start talking about SmackDown, and the Sky Sports version of SmackDown started off with the tag team match of the Real Americans against Big E and Mark Henry. But obviously the show started off with an in-ring promo. So I'm going to try to start talking about it from the in-ring promo, and then even though I wrote it the opposite way because I read it as I saw it. I'm still going to talk about the promo first. This is how the show actually started if you were watching it in North America, most likely. I don't know how it works in Canada, but still. In the US, if you watched it tonight, you actually saw it for this. So Batista comes out. He's wearing glasses. He's got his cap from the Disney's Newsies cast on Broadway, wearing his skinny jeans. He's got his white wife beater on. He's ready to talk. Because this is Batista Unchained. So many things can be said right now. Yeah. I don't think he'd do very well in the fighting game, if you know what I mean. Tarantino fans will get that reference. So, I wrote this down. It simply says he looks douchier than ever. Yeah. Doesn't look like jacked up Pitbull anymore. He just kind of looks like just some guy. Some guy that would try to start trouble with you in a alleyway because he's too drunk. We'll go with that. So he comes out and he says, I love this business. I love this company. I did not come back to be liked. I came back to be the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I don't care if I please all of you. He drops the Steve Polychronopoulos line yet again. Deal with it. He says he can destroy anyone that they put in front of him. He's a better representative of the WWE than someone like The Rock or Hulk Hogan. He says, what happens in this business? Where are the real men? Where's the attitude at? So you chant the names of a 195-pound wannabe? You scream yes? Crowd, of course, scream yes, yes, yes. Batista says the truth is no, no, no. They will never be me. I like this, actually. Again, Polychronopoulos says, deal with it. So, do you think your heroes are as good as me? Everything about me screams champion. I can sympathize. Your heroes look just like you. And you're of the mindset that if they can be champion, then so can you. Well, you need to get out of your fantasy world. Go back to your job at Hot Topic. It's kind of funny. And I will be systematically destroying each and every one of your heroes on my path to WrestleMania to once again become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Dolph Ziggler's music hits. Rather interesting, considering behind the scenes he's very vocal. He comes out, he says, you can't tell these people who to cheer for. I've got news for you, Jack. Apparently Hogan started the trend on Raw Monday night. You're a dinosaur. And sooner or later, dinosaurs, they become extinct. You're looking for the attitude? You're looking for real men? Well, there's one standing in front of you right now. Jack. Again. And I want a match with you tonight. Batista thinks about it for a millisecond and says, you know what? You want it, you got it. Dolph Ziggler Pearl Harbors him with a standing dropkick and powders Batista peeved, and that's our setup for our match tonight. That being said, I like this. I like this a lot. So, obviously, the Machine wanted to force-feed the WWE Universe Batista to be their babyface, to be the guy that you have to cheer for. The Universe have revolted, and revolted in numbers, to make Big Dave into a big heel, and they forced them to push the button of turning him way before WrestleMania, which apparently was supposed to be when they were going to turn him anyway. Now, I like Douche-tista. I mean, that's how it works. It's not disrespectful. It works. He's a great heel. He is justifiably a toolbox. And that's the gimmick he portrays oh so well. Now, granted, when Guardians of the Galaxy comes out, and he has to be all nicey-nice for the cameras, and the paparazzi, and the entertainment reporters, and all the news programs, and the television programs, that's a different story. But right now, we're on the road to WrestleMania, and that means that he can be just as big of a toolbox as ever before. Michael Cole even said it on commentary tonight. He's like, basically the fans drove him to this. So the fans are the reason this is happening. So, in all essence, any hero of the WWE Universe is pretty much put on blast, and he's going to systematically destroy them all. Which means that if it was a few years ago, he'd probably destroy Zack Ryder on Raw, but unfortunately I don't think Ryder's even going to be on television, which is a shame. Now, it's interesting. But Dolph Ziggler is the one that ends up fighting the fight. He's the only one that comes out to fight Batista. So obviously, Dolph's going to take a beating, and it makes sense for him to take a beating. But the thing about it is you have to have someone stand up to the monster. Obviously, you have to have a David for Goliath, which is, of course, Batista. Now, very apropos given the fact we watched Son of God today. Now, the thing is, I'm trying to get comfortable in my new chair here. The thing about it is this evil Batista, like I said, the Diesel version of Batista, you don't wear a black glove, you're not going to be my friend. Diesel used to say that in his last heel run, with the one where he faced The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Here's the thing. Batista's doing about the same thing. It's like, you want to cheer me? Then I'll cheer you. You want to boo me? I'll boo you. And I was like, that's a great promo for an amateur. Dave, come on, man, you're better than that. Seriously. But this promo brought it in every single way possible. I like the heel Batista, and I think it's going to be great, especially the fact that there's rumors, just as late as a few minutes ago, right before I started filming, that they are seriously considering making it a triple threat match at WrestleMania. And who is the person that's going to be in the triple threat match? I'll give you a hint. That's right. Daniel Bryan. But who knows how we're going to get there at this point, because we're seemingly going towards Daniel Bryan and Triple H. But obviously, that's a roadblock on the road to WrestleMania, so we'll see where that goes from here. So, we get our first matchup of the evening. Tag team action. Intercontinental Champion Big E and the World's Strongest Man Mark Henry taking on the Real Americans Jack Swagger and Cesaro. Of course, Zeb Coulter at ringside as usual. We go midway through this match and Big E ends up in trouble. Cesaro has got him on the apron. He steps on the middle rope, and of course he does the superplex from the apron into the ring, which looks phenomenal every single time, because it showcases his amazing strength. Swagger tags himself in, so of course Cesaro makes a cover, but he's not the legal man. So Jack comes in, he's like, I got this, and the first thing that happens, he gets 3 gut shots from Big E, and basically Swagger sends him headfirst into the top turnbuckle, hits the Swagger bomb, 1-2, and a kick out. So tag back into Cesaro. He tosses him into E in the corner. Short arm clothesline, makes a cover 1-2 and a kick out. Cesaro goes for the Swiss sleeper, and he punches his way out and charges in, catches the back elbow. So he fights his way out of the Real Americans corner, and he catches Cesaro with a high back body drop. Tagging to Swagger, hot tag to Mark Henry. 3 big clotheslines and an over-the-shoulder running power slam. Goes for the World's Strongest Slam, but Cesaro, big boot, sends Mark Henry down with Jack Swagger landing on top of him. Big E gets in the ring, hits the Vader attack on Cesaro, not sends him to the floor. He goes out to chase Cesaro, and Cesaro posts him, basically. Well, back in the ring, he comes off the ropes. Swagger with a diving clip to Mark Henry, takes the knee out, goes for the Patriot Lock. Cesaro tags himself in, and he exchanges a little pleasantry with his tag team partner before planting Mark Henry with a vicious Gotch-style neutralizer, and they get the 3 count on that one. The Real Americans win this. So, if you watch this match and you don't believe that Cesaro is 100% going to become a babyface, then I got some oceanfront property to sell you. It's in Arizona. The thing about it is, Cesaro right here, Swagger tagging himself in, trying to take the glory for the team. And of course, turnabout is fair play, Cesaro doing the same thing back to him, makes total sense. And I know I've said so many times this was the Colossal Connection, and Bobby and Haku or Swagger and Zeb would attack Cesaro in this case, and that's what we do. Maybe Coulter can be a babyface. I'm not exactly sure. Yosemite Sam wasn't a babyface, and that's who they compare Dirty Dutch to, so who knows? I think, personally, that Cesaro is going to become a babyface, a monster babyface, and he's going to have a rocket strapped to him, and he will be WWE World Heavyweight Champion at the very latest before 2015 is over. And I think that's probably way before then, to be totally honest. Because he has a rocket strapped to him, and that's how it should be, because this is awesome. And the fact that this is the waning days of the Real American, Cesaro's got his new shirt, which I'm not extremely patriotic, so I'm not sure if I'm going to go for it, but to get the fans to chant "We the People," it actually does work. So, and might as well pull the trigger and do it. Have Swagger just get jealous of Cesaro's newfound push, and bing bang boom, you do a short mini feud, and Cesaro goes on to bigger and better things, and Swagger can contend for mid-card championships. Or championship, if the WrestleMania match that I've heard about is actually going to happen. A title unification match pitting Big E against Dean Ambrose to determine who is the unified United States Intercontinental Champion. So, basically, Vicky Guerrero is in the back, Alberto Del Rio runs into her, and they exchange pleasantries as well. And Del Rio pretty much says, I'm going to give myself the night off. Well, Vicky doesn't really take too kindly to that. Sheamus shows up, and Sheamus wants to fight, like always, so we get ourselves that match, and it's up next. Sheamus against Alberto Del Rio. So, of course, Del Rio is riding off the fact that he pinned Batista. Doesn't matter if Randy Orton interfered or not. He pinned Batista on Raw Monday night. So, we get this match here. So midway through the match, Del Rio with a leaping stomp on a Sheamus' ribs, of course, that are taped up on the side, so it's like a bullseye, obviously. It's just Wrestling 101, that's how it works. You attack the injury. So he climbs up to the middle turnbuckle, gets caught, electric chair on ADR, axe handle, charges in with a shoulder block in the midsection, in the corner, high running knee, and the over-the-shoulder power slam, 1-2, and Del Rio kicks out. Ducks the short arm clothesline, ducks the Brogue Kick, which comes out of absolutely nowhere, and backstabber by Del Rio, 1-2, and a kick out. Goes for the GSK, Sheamus has him scouted, he ducks out of the way. Del Rio goes to the Del Rio slide, he misses, and he gets tied up in the ropes just long enough for him to be pulled up to his feet, and Sheamus hits the clubbing blows, sets up for white noise, and he gets countered. Sheamus pushed into the buckle, and the Savate kick to the ribs, the injured ribs of Sheamus, drops him to a knee, of course. GSK connects, 1-2, and a kick out. Step up Enziguri kick is ducked. Sheamus turns it into the cloverleaf, which he's now using again. Christian, who had come out midway through this match before I actually started commentating, and he was on commentary himself, he comes into the ring, nails him from behind. Sheamus tosses Christian out to the floor momentarily. Del Rio kicks him in the ribs, and this allows for the cross arm breaker. He counters, and he Brogue kicks Del Rio. Del Rio's down, Christian comes in, and the opportunity hits the kill switch, lays out Sheamus. So yeah, it looks like, once again, we've got ourselves another WrestleMania match with Sheamus and Christian, which will probably be where both of them stand on the WrestleMania 30 card. So, that's fine, I guess. This is seemingly Christian's last run in the company, maybe Christian's last run in professional wrestling, so you have to do something major with him. Obviously, him eliminating Sheamus with the frog splash off the top of the pod, the Elimination Chamber, made total sense. And the fact that he's got a newfound furiosity when he attacked Daniel Bryan before the bell, and he showcased the fact that he's a heel again. I just like this new turn for Christian. I think it'll work really well. So much for that Sheamus heel turn. I guess he's going to have to stay babyface a little while longer. So we get the Shield in the back, and basically Roman Reigns asks if Dean Ambrose got himself together now, or if he's going to go rogue on them or something. Basically, Dean's like, nah, you're just still mad about the DQ thing. He's like, what's this, a thing or something? He's like, a DQ's still a loss. And 2 losses in the same week, and you're to blame, Dean. Seth, of course, plays peacemaker like he always does, and he says, you know what, as a man, you pick yourself up, you move on. Bray's moving on. You know what? We're just ashes in the wake to the path to John Cena. Let's show Bray that we're united. When you provoke the hounds, you get some teeth. Roman says, "Strap up, boys. We're about to hunt some Wyatts." Wow, it's hard to say. Again, leading towards the Shield and the Wyatts battling once again. So, where are they going to face off? Another segment, I'll tell you. So, we get our match up next. Batista against Dolph Ziggler. So, this is a little bit more of a less one-sided match than you'd expect, to be totally honest. Dolph hits a standing drop kick. Batista powders, of course, smartly. Grabs Dolph's leg and drags him to the floor, sends him into the barricade, then sends him back into the side of the ring apron. He goes for an over-the-shoulder power slam to send him probably headfirst into the ring post. Dolph counters, and Batista gets posted himself. So, Dolph gets ready to take the upper hand. Batista kicks him right in the knee. And, of course, tosses him in. Steps on the knee. Slams it into the ring post. Rolls him back in. And hits a high vertical suplex. 1-2. Dolph kicks out. High velocity whip in the corner. And he drapes the leg over the bottom rope. And stomps away on it. Hits a shoulder block into the corner. And he goes for a second time. Gets stopped with a knee lift from Dolph. Charges in. Misses. Batista goes shoulder first into the ring post. He leaps up going for his 10 punch. Batista swats him away. Leaps up, goes for the 10 punch. He gets 5 off, but he ends up getting thrown off. He lands on his feet. A boot to the knee. Again, turnabout is fair play. He stomps away on the legs of Batista. Hits the name dropper, 1-2, and Batista kicks out. So he goes for a sleeper on Batista's back. Gets swat off. And then Batista picks him up from the charge. Spine buster. Picks him up again. Spine buster. Picks him up again, spine buster, thumbs down, and Batista bomb, 1-2-3, Batista wins. I like this new, evil side of Batista. I like this a lot. I think Batista as a heel has a lot of money written all over it. Especially because the crowd dictates the pace whether you like it to or not sometimes. And the crowd didn't want Batista to be a face, so Batista's not a face. And the first victim of this is Dolph Ziggler. Someone who most of the IWC absolutely enjoy. The thing is, and I'm a Ziggler fan too, obviously, but this match did what it needed to do. It got a nice little rub for Ziggler to actually, number one, get some television time, and number two, he didn't actually just flat out get squashed like he could have. This could have been over real quick. Boot, spine buster, Batista bomb, done the party. No, this actually went some ways, and it worked pretty well, and Batista actually showed some ass in this and actually worked. Because that's what a heel has to do sometimes. And you can say what you want about Dolph Ziggler, but, the match worked pretty well for me. And I liked it. It was just the match that Dave needed to fully show his heel side that he's now been provoked into becoming. So we get our next segment. So apparently Bray Wyatt is about to cheap pop now. Because just like in Green Bay for Raw, comes out on SmackDown, Milwaukee, we're here. He comes out, and he cuts this phenomenal promo. Let me go through it here. Everything you think you know about your own lives is all based upon lies. Men, you wake up every morning, you go to work, you break your backs just trying to earn a little bit of cash just so you could buy yourself those fancy suits, so that you can buy yourself sports cars and impress the women. Now, women, you wake up every morning, you look at yourself in the mirror, and you coat makeup all over your beautiful faces because you didn't realize that you are just wearing the mask that society demands you to wear. It's a bottomless pit of lies. They plaster your hopes and dreams up on a billboard. And who is that man on the billboard? Well, he is the man that hides behind the plastic smile. He's the man that plays the role of hero better than anyone else. He's the man that tells you everything you think you need to hear. And I think to myself, oh, what a wonderful world. Yet this is the same society that intends to vilify a man like me. Why? Because I say everything they're afraid to say. Because I do everything that they're afraid to do. And I promise you today, I promise you tomorrow, I promise you up until the final breath that with the sword of my tongue I will slay this mighty dragon. And I will stand over his body, and I will whisper into his ear, John Cena It's time to end this lie. Follow the buzzards. Shield's music hits. They come through the crowd. Wyatt stand united in the center of the ring, obviously the amazing promo. Shield are standing on the ring apron. Triple H's music hits. Comes out, says, "This isn't going to happen now. Not right here, right now. I have way too much time and money invested in all 6 of you. This needs a little bit of promotion. So you know what? This will happen. This Monday. On Raw. But until then, Shield, stand down." Triple H leaves. Wyatt's leave. Bray looks at Roman Reigns and says, "Come on, boys. You heard your daddy." Roman gets up in Bray's face. Bray says, "Make a move." So Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, they make their move and hit stereo topes on Eric Rowan and Luke Harper on the floor. And Bray says, "Good one," and leaves. So we are going to get a rematch of the Wyatt family against the Shield in Chicago this Monday night on Raw. I am extremely excited about this. I wish this could go on the WrestleMania card, but they seem really intent on doing John Cena and Bray Wyatt, and I don't have an issue with this whatsoever. But I really would like to see the Shield and the Wyatt family get one more pay-per-view so they can do what they do oh so well. I guess the best thing we're going to get is the Raw in Chicago. The Raw in Chicago, you know, the one that CM Punk fans are going to try to take over. I said the Twitter account devoted to them. So, right before our main event, we get our semi-main, which of course is our Divas title match, a rematch from Elimination Chamber. This match really was bad, Elimination Chamber. Not as good here either, but still, you got to deal with what you got to deal with. Even though the fact that AJ needs challengers, you've done everybody else to death, and Naomi got hurt. So, who gets plugged in this spot? Cameron! And we go midway through this match, as short as it is. AJ whips her into the buckle, catches her off with a clothesline, makes a 1 count, locks her in the Halo choke or a straight jacket chin lock, depending on who's calling her match. So now, I wish, Cameron, butts, literally slams her butt in her back, not her back, her butt into her midsection, breaking the hold, and then properly breaking it with a jawbreaker, and then screams like a banshee. She gets her shine now. Clothesline. Jericho-style facebuster, 1-2, and a kick out. Whip in, charges in, and Tamina shoves AJ out of the way. Referee sees this, sends Tamina to the back. This is all for nothing, pretty much. Charges in. She gets the boot up, and Cameron with the crossbody off the middle rope. 1-2, and a kick out. AJ with a kick to the ribs, spinning back kick to the face, and locks in the Black Widow, and that's all she wrote. Less said about this, the better. AJ's title reign getting mentioned by number again. This does not bode well for her in the future. Then again, there's really not anybody who can take it from her now, so who knows. Excuse me. Main event time. So, it is Kane, who seriously needs to stop looking like Aaron Aguilera, and the New Age Outlaws, you know, the current WWE Tag Team Champions, taking on Jimmy and Jey Uso and the MVP of the WWE, Daniel Bryan. So, first off, number one, before I get started, can we do something about Kane's gear? I mean, seriously. Okay, I'm watching WWE Network, like I do now, apparently. That's what I do at work. When I have nothing to do, I watch the network. Well, there was a match on an MSG show from 1991 with IRS. And obviously Mike Rotunda still works for the company. He's a road agent. So, yeah, he has some stake in the Wyatt family and Bo Dallas, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Now, I will say right now that I'm okay with corporate Kane, but seriously, can we get some gear for this guy? Granted, if you want to do the IRS gimmick, I wouldn't necessarily break out the suspenders and everything, but seriously, get some sort of a shirt, like a dress shirt and slacks, and you can wear your wrestling boots underneath, that's fine. But this, wearing like a wife beater and dress pants, you look like you just got off work as some sort of a mechanic, And I don't like this at all, and I really wish they could do something about it. So can we get Kane some actual gear if he's going to stick with his corporate gimmick? Now, I remember when he took the mask off, and he first was corporate Kane before he came out on television. Did the Kane Laurinaitis thing that I coined so many months ago. He was wearing the Kane no Kane mask with the Kane gear. Why don't they go back to that? Something. Seriously, he doesn't look like Kane anymore. He's Glenn Jacobs. That's it. He's Glenn Jacobs. He's himself. He's himself. That's it. He's just himself. So there. So get some gear for him. Good God, it's driving me nuts. So, this match, we're going midway through like we do here on Pop here. And, Whip-In charges in, and he misses Uso with a hip toss, and arm drag, double chop on Billy Gunn. Whip-In reverse, slides through the Road Dogg's legs, pulls him off the apron, onto the apron, gets back in the ring, ducks the clothesline. Billy plants him with a tilt-a-whirl slam, 1-2, and a kick-out. Tagging to Kane, he catches him with a boot off the ropes, and Whip-In charges in with a big clothesline in the corner, charges in with another clothesline in the corner, this time makes a cover, 1-2, and a kick-out. The uppercut, tag back into the Road Dogg. He basically just makes a cover and tags back out. Kane with the uppercut. Whip-In, sidewalk slam, 1-2, and a kick out. So Jimmy Uso's in dire straits right now. Chinlock, Jimmy elbows his way out, catches the jawbreaker. Kane with a boot, sends Bryan off the ring apron, smart to stop any potential tag. Clothesline, tagging the Road Dogg, and he chokes him on the ropes. He does that reverse dive bomb, and he knocks Jay off the ring apron. Turnabout is fair play, like I said before. Spin kick to the Road Dogg. Basically, what it was, he caught it going for it looks like he was going to catch him for an enziguri, and he spun around. Instead of kicking him in the back of that, he caught him right in the face. So, tagging to Billy. Hot tag Daniel Bryan, and he ducks the clothesline for Billy Gunn, drop kicks Kane off the ring apron, and we saw the stiff kicks in the corner, Whip-In reverse, backflip, lands on his feet, ducks the clothesline, comes off the ropes, hooking clothesline. You know the spot. Everyone should. Yes, kicks, goes for the buzzsaw, sets up, and Road Dogg comes in the ring, and Bryan Rob Petrie's him and sends him over the top rope to the floor. So Road Dogg goes to the floor. And he catches a boot from Billy Gunn. He goes off the ropes, nails the Famouser, 1-2, and Bryan kicks out. So, excuse me. To go back into this, I read my stuff too fast, sorry. He comes off the ropes, Bryan drop kicks him, sends him to the floor. He goes for the tope. Well, good Lord, what's going on here? He sets up for the tope, he charges in, Kane catches him with a clothesline. He goozles one of the Usos. The other opposite Uso comes in, and he goes for a double goozle, going for a double choke slam, double boot, double savate kick, takes Kane out of this. And the SSD, the Samoan Suicide Dive on the Road Dogg on one side, Samoan Suicide Dive on Kane on the opposite side. Bryan distracted, boot in the midsection, Famouser from Billy Gunn, 1-2, and Bryan kicks out. So he sets up, backdrop suplex, Bryan floats over, lands on his feet, ducks the clothesline, charges in, gets the boot up, and flying... Wow, long day. Good God, it's been a long day. Fire-breathing knee, 1-2-3, and that's all she wrote. So, Daniel Bryan and the Usos win those. Okay, main event. Like I said, I'm tired of Kane's gear, but it's fine. I like the fact that he's more methodical now. He's all about working body parts. It's really interesting to see that. So, obviously, Bryan pinned Billy Gunn, so there's no storyline progression there. I'm still going to go out on a limb and say the Usos take the titles at WrestleMania. I think that makes perfect sense. I think the Daniel Bryan and Kane thing is ending its storyline, ending run rather quickly. Hopefully it ends it sooner rather than later. There was no storyline progression of Emma and Santino against Fandango and Summer Rae on the show, which is fine, I guess, because that means it'll probably be on Raw, given the fact that Raw's going to be oh so packed, given the fact that Aaron Paul is hosting, and we're getting the Shield and the Wyatts too. That's going to happen on Raw Monday night, and that's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Undertaker and Brock Lesnar will probably continue their storyline leading to WrestleMania, so there's always that. So, that was SmackDown. That was short. So, like I said, if you had a chance to check out this show, check out the Wyatt promo. It's phenomenal. You want to see the Real Americans against Mark Henry and Big E, check it out just for the colossal, awesome strength in seeing Mark Henry get the neutralizer, which looked phenomenal. Batista and Dolph Ziggler wasn't that bad, actually. Del Rio and Sheamus was okay. The main event was alright. I'd skip the Divas match, unless you're an AJ Mark, and that's fine if you are, because everyone should be. But, yeah, really interesting to see where we go from here, and we're leading towards a big wrestling card on Raw Monday night, because we're in Chicago. We're in CM Punk country with no CM Punk. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. So, well, wrestling fans, I will join you yet again on Tuesday to talk about Raw. And we're going to do Wednesday. We're going to do a little NXT Arrival. Thursday, we're going to do a little TNA Impact. And then wash, rinse, repeat. So, SmackDown probably on Saturday as well. So, a lot of wrestling content still to come on Pop. And I'm still debating on doing a match of the week or a pay-per-view of the week via the network. And really, like, calling old matches. Because I used some time the other day to watch Flying Brian versus Jushin Thunder Liger from Super Brawl 2 that I've never seen before. That match is amazing. So yes, I'm going to continue to watch the WWE Network because it is amazing, and I'm definitely, you've got my money, so WWE Network, kudos. I'm be very happy to continue to watch this fine programming once I figure out how to make it work on my tablet. I can watch the regular stuff, I can watch the streaming stuff, but I can't watch the Vault stuff. On my iPhone, it's the total opposite. I can watch both. It's weird. Not really the opposite. I guess I just can only watch one thing on one and everything on the other. So you're like, oh, and why don't you just watch it on your iPhone? I was like, it's not a bad idea. Because I'm worried I'm going to end up, somehow the Wi-Fi in the mall is going to cut out. And boom, I'm going to be LTE. And that means I have to pay for it. And that's not over with me. Because I have a very small data package. But I save some money. So that's all that matters. So, that is our wrestling content for tonight, and like I said, looking forward to NXT Arrival. I heard what happened. I was right on a couple things, wrong about others, but still, I'm really excited about calling those matches. Very excited to call Cesaro and Sami Zayn yet again. I'm very excited about that. So, in the meantime, if you like these videos, tell your friends about them, leave a comment, do subscribe, and help spread the word about Pop. If you would like to be my friend on Facebook, you can. It's Owen Disney. If you'd like to like our Facebook fan page, it's Sir Owen Disney Pop. Or if you'd like to just follow me on Twitter, it's at Sir Owen Disney. And I will say right now, we are 599 subscribers and almost 28,000 views in the short amount of time we've had a channel. We're coming up on our anniversary here on Pop, May 1st. So May 1st, we have another big anniversary here on Pop. So really excited about that. And finally, last but certainly not least, you want to send your thoughts, comments, queries, and opinions. Things you want to see me do commentary on. Things you would like to bring into a movie review. Things you would like to see brought into a versus battle. Or, if you'd like to become a podcaster, send your videos to SirOwenDisney@gmail.com. In the meantime, thank you guys and girls up there for watching. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all I gotta say about that.